Alright, so if you're planning to get into VR gaming, this video is gonna be just for you. And I'm not making this video as a YouTuber, I'm not making this video as a tech reviewer, I'm making this video as an average consumer because I never had a VR in my life. I got my first VR. So I'm gonna be telling you my experience and why the VR that I'm gonna show you in this video is the best for the beginners. And I'm talking about this VR right here, the PlayStation VR2. And I know a lot of people might be thinking, PlayStation VR. So let me tell you one thing, this is not just for PlayStation. So PSVR2 have official support for PC and the adapter is officially by Sony. And by the way, this works without the adapter as well on PC if you have the RTX 2000 series, but I think most of the people don't even have that, right? Like they have the newer version. So anyway, so what we're gonna talk about in this video is why this VR is the best for the beginners, the price point, and biggest pros and cons of this VR. And the main point is the price value for the beginners, by the way. So let's say if you're looking for the best VR for the price for the beginner, you would go for like the cheaper one, right? You're not going to be spending like 500, 600 or even like thousands of dollars. So there's only like just a few options. So there's MetaQuest 3S and this VR right here. So why I'm saying this one is the best one, because MetaQuest 3S is still gonna be more expensive than this one, but what this VR have is actually gonna blow your mind. So you guys see these lenses right here, like two lenses, 1 and 2. These are 4K OLED HDR display, and yeah, that's right, PSVR2 have OLED display. And I never had a VR, like I said. I bought it and it's been like I think 6-7 months. When I first played on this VR, my mind was completely blown. I played the Resident Evil on my PS5 and I did not even know at that time that this is like OLED, and I was just completely mind blown. And talking about the price, by the way, I paid about like $300 for this, and like I said, in the early 2026. And MetaQuest 3S, by the way, gonna cost you the same amount or even like a little bit more if you go for like higher storage, since it's the standalone VR. I mean, you can use it on PC as well, but there's no point of that because you're gonna be needing to use a wire as well. And I know a lot of people are gonna say MetaQuest 3 works wirelessly on PC, but for the latency, you're gonna be needing the wire. Without the wire, wirelessly, it's gonna be really, really bad, right? So talking about the price, this wins because obviously 4K OLED display for the same price or even like less price, you're gonna be getting a better VR. And on top of that, this is like best of both worlds, right? So you can use it on your console, and I'm pretty sure most of the people go for the PS5. So you can be using this on your PS5, you can be using this on your PC as well. So that is like a pretty good thing. And yeah, by the way, we're gonna be testing this on PC in this video as well. And why PC? Because I like to play it on PC because this works really good on PC. And for hardcore gamer, by the way, this is gonna be even better for the beginner friendly VR experience. And the biggest pros and cons, let's talk about that. So this have let's talk about the good part, right? Because this does not have that many bad part for the price, at least. So this have eye tracking, like when you're looking into the VR, it tracks your eye exactly where you're looking. And I did not even know that thing exists in VR until I got this one, right? So this has eye tracking, and there's even like a lot of stuff. Like if you're using on PlayStation, there's basically primarily for PlayStation, but they made the official support for PC, I think, because PS5 does not even have that many VR games. I mean, if you think about it, like most of the games, even the Beat Saber is not on PS5 anymore. It's not gonna get any more updates. And on top of that, OLED HDR display, and I don't even know why I'm talking about it so much because it's so good. And there's one important thing, by the way, before you get into VR gaming, you should know this one thing, that is you're gonna get sick. Like, trust me, I'm not even exaggerating at this point. So what happens is when you're new to VR, let's say when I got the VR for the first time, I played it for like 10 to 15 minutes. I literally felt like I'm about to puke. And that is like a pretty common thing if you're new to VR gaming, because your brain thinks you're actually moving around and doing your stuff in games, but your body does not move, right? Your body is still in one place in a room. So what happens is your brain get confused and you get the motion sickness. So You have to put that in mind as well, and it is a pretty common thing. And let's say how you can fix that. So you have to play the VR for 10 to 15 minutes, take 5 minutes, 10 minutes break, have some water, and then repeat. And it takes about like a month or two. For me, it took me like a whole month to get comfortable with VR, and now I can finally play about like 3 or 4 hours straight. And talking about playing for 3 or 4 hours straight, since this is like not a standalone VR, this is so comfortable. Like the cushion like in the front, and there's like everything, it is so comfortable. I tested the MetaQuest 3 as well, not the 3S by the way, the expensive one I'm talking about, and that one was not that I mean, it was comfortable, but as comparing to this one is so comfortable. And on top of that, this comes with the headset as well. But let's talk about the star of the show, by the way, the Sense controller, right? So you might be thinking this is like a common VR controller. No, let me tell you one thing. You see this thing right here, like there's a button, there's also touch. So if you touch it, the game thinks you're holding it. So if I'm holding it, it actually feels like it's holding. So that's one thing I really like. And adaptive trigger works on PC as well. And another thing that I really like about this VR, and that is like so good. So for example, I'm playing a game wearing this VR, and there's like air coming up, or there's like, you know, like an earthquake or something. The VR have vibration. Like it actually makes you feel like you're doing that thing, like, you know, you're feeling the air or something like that. And that is also like a pretty good thing. And there's only one downside about this VR as compared to the MetaQuest 3S, or even like, you know, any MetaQuest 3, is that the pass-through on this VR is black and white. So if you don't know what pass-through is, it's basically you know, when you're wearing the VR and you want to look outside, like, you know, what's happening outside. So obviously you don't have to take off the VR, there's a button, it makes you see through the cameras. So that is black and white. And on 3S it's colored. And if you're gonna go for the MetaQuest 2, that's black and white as well. But 3S, let's talk about the latest one, and the 3, it has colored pass-through. So that is one good thing on those VR. But this one have this you know, black and white pass-through, so that is not a good thing. And another thing is that the wire, and this is, I'm not even gonna say this is like a bad thing, because let's say you're using MetaQuest 3S on your PC. And one more thing, let's be honest here, when you're using a VR, you're gonna be in your room or in your living room, so wire does not make any difference, because, you know, you're gonna be moving in a room. So this already have like a pretty big wire, so that is like one thing. And wirelessly using VR is gonna give you like the worst latency ever, and you're not even gonna enjoy the VR. So wired thingy is like, for a lot of people, it's gonna be like a really bad thing. And if you hate the wires and cables, just don't get this one. Go for the MetaQuest 3S or 3 if you have the price. I mean, if you can afford that one, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys can, but you know, you don't have to spend all the money in one thing. So yeah, if you hate the wires, don't get this one. And yeah, let's test this VR, by the way. And I'm gonna show you how the VR works on PC. And on PS5 it's pretty simple, but on PC I just want to show you how good this VR is, by the way. And yeah, my chair is kind of scratched on this side because of my cats. If any chair company watching this video, sponsor me. So anyway, let's get into the testing. Alright, so setting up the PSVR on your PC is fairly simple. You need to have Steam VR and the PlayStation VR app. And once you have those, simply open the PlayStation VR app, and it's gonna detect your VR once it's connected to the adapter. And then it's gonna pull out a screen where you have to set up the VR, and it's actually without any latency. And by the way, for the Sense controller, you have to have a Bluetooth adapter as well if you don't have inbuilt Bluetooth on your PC. And it was actually pretty simple, just like the PlayStation, how you have to you know, set it up. And once it's done setting up, it's gonna give you like just normal tutorial. You can skip that, and after that you can simply start the Steam VR app. And once you start the Steam VR app, you will see your controller. And there's one thing, if you're not holding any controller, it's gonna show you the controller where it's you know, in the real world, like it's gonna glow blue on the screen. Like Steam VR even works with the PlayStation VR, like it will show you. Let me show you exactly what I mean by that. So these are my hands, and I only had like one controller in my hand, but if I put the controller down just like this, there you can see the blue icon. I paused the video so you can see that is my Sense controller. And after that you can simply just use it, and it's actually so good. And By the way, there are like so many features that you can use in PlayStation VR on the Steam VR that like all the VR have, and you can use the settings. And on top of that, the best part that I like about this is that when you open the menu, you can go to VR settings. You can set up the frame rate, like how many hertz you want. You can set up the resolution. I only use the 4K all the time, like combining both of the lenses. And not just that, you can go to all of the settings, right? But also you can set up the PlayStation VR settings individually as well. So there's going to be like this. You can change the vibration. I really don't like the vibration on the VR. And the brightness did not go because the brightness was adjusting in the VR, not on the screen, because I'm recording it. And on top of that, yeah, you can use every single thing. And if you want to launch the game, simply launch the game from the Steam, or if you don't have that game on Steam, you can simply launch the game while the PlayStation VR app is running, and then you will be able to play the game on the PlayStation VR. It's actually pretty simple. Just a few more steps, I would say, because you just need to have the PlayStation VR app. But if you don't, it's a pretty basic thing, right? You don't even have to worry about that, and you can use it without any delay. And you look at the touch sensitive controller. Like when I hold the controller, it actually makes a fist, which is like, I don't know how does that even work on PC. On PlayStation, sure, but on PC it works. So yeah, this is why the PlayStation VR2 is really good for the beginners if you're getting into VR gaming. And trust me, the resolution, the brightness, and the black levels, and the contrast is just amazing since we have the OLED display on the VR. So this is why I think the PSVR2 is the best VR for the beginners. And let me just put it in a brief. 4K HDR OLED display, eye tracking, works on PS5 and PC both, and what else is there? The comfort and everything. And for the beginners, for the price, hands down, if you're trying to get into VR gaming, I would say just go and get the PSVR2. You're not going to regret that.